Let's be honest, does your daily Excel routine ever feel like it's stuck in the slow lane? Yeah, you're not alone. But in the next few minutes, we're going to swap that frustration for flow. We're going to level up your skills from novice to pro for real. Okay, let's just dive right in. So here's our game plan. We'll start with a quick tour of the workspace. Then we'll jump into some incredible time savers. After that, we're going to cover how to organize your data properly, how to avoid the common traps that, believe me, even daily users fall into, and finally, how to unleash the real power of your data to find actual answers. You know the feeling, right? You're cutting and pasting one thing at a time, you're manually updating formulas, or you're just wrestling with formatting for what feels like forever. If that sounds a little too familiar, don't worry. We have the exact pro moves you need to fix that, for good. Okay, first things first. Just getting comfortable with the basic layout is the foundation for absolutely everything else. Once you know what's what, you're going to feel so much more confident navigating your way around.
Think of it like this. The entire file you save, like quarterlysales.xlsx, that's your workbook. But inside that one file, you can have a bunch of different tabs at the bottom, right? Maybe one for January, one for February, and another for March. Each one of those tabs is a separate worksheet. Simple as that.
So every single piece of your data lives inside a cell. It gets its name from its column, letter, and its row number, so you get something like C3. Now, when you click and drag to select a whole block of those cells, you've just created what's called a range. And this is so crucial because most of Excel's powerful features work on ranges of data, not just one cell at a time. And now for the really fun stuff. Let's get you some quick wins with features that do all that boring, repetitive work for you. Honestly, these are the tools that are going to make you look like a total Excel wizard. Autofill is going to be your new best friend for sequences. Just type January, grab that tiny little green box in the corner, that's the fill handle, and drag it down. Boom. Excel automatically fills in February, March, April, and on and on. It also works for days of the week, dates, and even number patterns if you give it a little hint, like typing 5 and then 10. Okay, but what's the difference between autofill and its cousin, flash fill? Well, while autofill is amazing for simple series, flash fill is where the real magic happens. Imagine you have a column of full names. If you just type the initials for the first one, like EJ for Emma Johnson, flash fill sees what you're doing. It intelligently recognizes that pattern and can instantly create initials for your entire list. It is an unbelievable time saver for cleaning up data. So, now that you've got some shortcuts in your back pocket, let's talk about the foundation of any good analysis. I mean, you can know all the tricks in the book, but they won't help you one bit if your data is a total mess. Seriously, getting organized is the key that unlocks everything else. And here it is, the absolute best way to get organized. If you have a block of data, don't just leave it there. You need to format it as an official Excel table. Just select your data and hit Control+T. The payoff is huge. When you add a new row of sales data, your charts and formulas update automatically. No more manual adjustments, ever. It's a game changer. All right, it's time to really level up. A lot of people use Excel every single day, but keep falling into a few common traps that just completely sabotage their work. Let's make sure you're not one of them. Oh, this is a big one. You've got a title, and you want it to look nice and centered over a few columns, so you merge the cells. It looks good, I get it, but you've just created a total nightmare. Merged cells break everything. Sorting, filtering, even just selecting things. The pro move? It's called Center Across Selection. It gives you the exact same visual look, but it doesn't break your spreadsheet structure. Here's another classic mistake, hiding rows to make a summary view. The problem is, the only sign that rows are hidden is this tiny double line that's so easy to miss, and that can lead to you accidentally adding up the wrong data. Instead, use the group feature. It gives you this obvious plus or minus button on the side, making it super clear that data is collapsed and your sheet is way safer to work with. Okay, this rule will save you so many headaches. Never, ever type a number like a tax rate or a discount percentage directly into a formula. Why? Because when that rate inevitably changes, you'll have to go hunt down every single formula you used it in. The right way is to put that number in its own cell, say cell G1, and then have all your formulas point to that cell. Now you only have to update it in one single place. Okay, so you've got the fundamentals down, you've got the shortcuts, and you know the pro moves to avoid the traps. Now it's time for the payoff. Let's put it all together and see how easily you can turn thousands of rows of raw data into real answers. Now, the name pivot table might sound a little intimidating, but trust me, it is the single fastest way to find answers in your data. Let's say you want to know what are the total sales for each product, broken down by region. A pivot table can answer that question in about 4 clicks. No formulas, no sum-ifs, no VLOOKUPs, just answers. So imagine you're staring at this, a raw data file with over 10,000 rows of sales transactions. It's just a complete wall of numbers. Where would you even start?
Well, with a pivot table, you can take that massive wall of data and turn it into a clean, easy-to-read summary report in, and I'm not exaggerating, under a minute. It is the most powerful analysis tool in Excel, and now you know exactly how to set up your data so you can use it perfectly.
See, by combining a clean workspace, smart shortcuts, and really well-structured data, you're not just entering numbers anymore. You're getting ready to find the stories hidden inside of them. So the only question left is, what are you going to discover first?